So I'm doing a couple laps here at Streets of Willow. This is my first time on this track on the bike. It's my second lap of this session. Still kind of getting the tires warm. Not quite pushing yet. Yeah, I loved this track. It was very tight, very technical. A little bit slower speed through most of it. A couple fast sections. Like up here, going up the hill, you hit about 140. And then this is a really late apex, but you've got on camber, so that's to your advantage. I feel like the bike is steering a little slow through this section, or just running out of talent. One of the two, or both. I want to raise the rear ride height and see if I can get it to steer a little quicker. So going through, here comes the last turn. I don't know my turn numbers. This is also there's a lot of late apexes on this track. Trying to get as much speed as I can out of this last exit. And here you can see trying to brake as late as I can right there, kind of at the start finish line. This section is the only section that wasn't repaved, and that's sketchy, so I'm tiptoeing through there. Okay, so driving up the hill, try to get on the gas as early as you can and just make it as straight through this section as straight as you can. Just all the way to red line. This turn I struggled with all day, trying to figure out the right line. If you have any advice, I would appreciate it. If you're watching this, I would kind of chop it off at the corner there and try and make it a kind of a triangle. And don't feel like that was the right line. Anyways, I was still trying to figure that out. This one going downhill doesn't look like it would be going downhill quite a bit. Another late apex. And driving up the hill, and then you try and get on the gas hard out of this corner and really just drive out of this. So this is downhill. You get going about, let's see, 140 there. Now I'm struggling with the brakes here, you can tell. I don't know what it is. I ended up bringing my braking marker back again. I was trying to bump up my braking marker a little bit at a time, and I think as my speeds increased, I was trying to get my braking marker to that start-finish line. That was like my goal, and it just, the bike was just getting so unsettled now. Once again, overdid it there with the brakes. And I think they say the R1, like its inherent flaw is the brakes. I have EBC, EPFA pads on, and RBF 660 fluid. I think that's honestly the only upgrades to the brakes, but yeah, that is certainly improved the brakes. But I feel like, for some reason, I don't know if it's the ABS needs to be deleted, and a lot of guys that race will take that off. I wonder if that'll make the change. I wonder if a new master cylinder, maybe Brembo master cylinder, the RCS 19 would make the change. But anyways, at any point, I just decided to bring the braking marker back again, brake lighter but longer sort of thing, which is probably better anyways. I'm not upsetting the chassis, but I'm the type I really like to utilize that late braking in the event that I was in a race trying to outbrake someone. I really like to be able to have that as my strength, and just not able to get it done here on this bike. I apologize, the angle of the camera is progressively getting lower. I thought I'd snug it up as much as I could, but with these you kind of have to just like cinch it down as hard as you possibly can, or else it can start to tilt. So you notice the camera starting to tilt more and more. This MV Agusta, that 800 triple, that sounds so good. I would love one of those dragsters. I love that bike. Driving up the hill. Video's about over. You can see camera angles just getting worse. Right now you can pretty much not see anything. And then here I am trying to brake late again. Just getting out of shape. I gotta get those brakes figured out. Maybe delete the ABS. Yeah, if you guys have any advice, if you're watching this and you have experienced that, let me know what I'm doing wrong. I know I'm doing a whole lot wrong. One thing that I'll try to insert a picture as well of this, but one thing that I had wrong on the setup, and maybe that attributed to how the bike was reacting on the brakes as well, but my chain was too tight, the chain slack was too tight, and it was shredding the tire. I talked to the tire guy, at least he thinks that's what it was. It wasn't so much a suspension adjustment issue. But I'll insert a picture you guys can see just how extreme. I just destroyed the tire in this one track day, and my lap times are not all that fast, so I know it's an RS11, it's a DOT tire, but I still feel like it wasn't a super hot day. The pressures were exactly what the tire guy recommended right off the track. Set them hot, 33 front, 28 rear. This is a Bridgestone RS11, and I was just shredding the tire, even though the temperatures were like 65 degrees that day, sunny, so certainly not too hot.
That's how you fall, Avery. If you just
fun track day. I'll have to see what we can improve on. Lots to learn, but that's the fun part.